Hi, good afternoon, everybody. It's attorney Brooke Goff. Again, apologize for the sunglasses. I'm trying to give you guys a change of scenery, but my eyes are dark. If you've seen me, I have very brown eyes, and they're super sensitive to light. So although it seems shaded where I am, and it is, I would be squinting at the phone if I looked at you guys. So I love shooting these videos, especially during a time of COVID, because you guys are all home to watch them. And many people are just calling us. When I say many, I mean I'm getting it 15, 20 calls sometimes in a week just saying, look, I learned so much from your video. I will give the information to my brother, sister, mother, whoever, or just thank you for taking out your time. Guys, it's my pleasure. I love to do this, right? So I'm live from my pool deck today, and we're not gonna do a pool safety video. I covered that on the radio this morning, but we will do one next week because I think it's important to go over pool safety. What I am gonna talk about though, because it's a hot topic, so there's a company, I'm not going to get too far into it, but what they do is they track workers' compensation claims. They want to know who's filing them, gender, age, et cetera, and they also want to know what kind of cases they are, right? They want to know if the comp cases are increasing, which would be reflective of potential, worsening work conditions. I think this year they're going to see a big uptick because of the corona stuff. And then they want to know if they're going down too, to see if safety protocols that they're trying to push are working, right? So it's very informative, but it's also informative to us as lawyers, right? So I'm reading this the other day, and to be honest, my guess would have been slip and falls, because many comp cases that are brought are exactly that. Somebody fell off a truck, somebody fell on water, somebody fell somewhere, and they were injured, and they were injured pretty badly. Do you know the number one case filed last year with workers' comp is a motor vehicle accident case? What does that mean? Your electricians, your your contractors, anybody that drives for their job, they are getting in car accidents, and then they're bringing the claims. Now, this is not necessarily 100% accurate, because some people never file a comp claim even when they should. So these stats may be off on that piece of it, but for the filed claims only, the number one type of case in Connecticut last year was motor vehicle accidents. So I'm like, well, if I read this, I'm like, I hope people know what they need to do if that happens. Let's talk about the attorney aspect for a minute, and then I want to get into the actual motor vehicle cases and the motor vehicle and the workers' comp element. Tell you what your options are, what you can decide, what your decisions, what you can't decide, because it's there's rules with workers' comp and the crossover of third party that you should know about that doesn't really give you any decision about. For instance, if you have a third party case, you can't just say, hey, I'm just going to sue the owner of the car that created the accidents. You can't do that, because the car accident's going to turn around and say, look, you needed to use your comp claim. You needed to file a comp claim because comp pays your medical bills, then they get paid 2/3 at the end. If you don't follow the protocol and you just assume at the end of the case, since it's the car accident driver's fault, the defendant, will call them, that you're going to be handled, that's going to be a problem, because they're going to turn around and say, we're not paying your meds. And if it's past that 1 year point and you didn't give notice, guys, you're screwed. We just ran into this on a case where somebody hired me late. So let's talk about the attorney situation. So I stress this always, and this is not a biased opinion. You need to choose a lawyer that does personal injury. All right, so that's pretty squinty still. That does personal injury and workers' comp. You want the same lawyer for both cases, the person that's going to handle your comp claim and handle your car accident claim. Why? Because the cases go like this. They're parallel, right? Let me give you an example of the overall, the main reason I'm telling you have to have the same attorney for both. Let's say, everybody loves the car accident case. It's sexy, right? So let's say you hire an attorney and they're like, oh, your car accident's so sexy, but I don't do comp because I don't make as much money. I'm going to send you to my buddy Bob up the street, okay? So now Bob represents you for your comp case, and let's say Jim represents you for your third-party sexy car accident case, right? So the two cases, they're working together. The two cases are going as parallel as possible with two attorneys, although there are hiccups in the road because one doesn't talk to the other. Piece of this is what we do with settlement is we leverage one to get on the other. So let's just say your comp, so workers' comp, guys, gets paid. That's the rule. Workers' compensation gets paid back 2/3 of their overall lien. Okay, so if workers' compensation pays out $10,000, then you have to pay them back $6,600, $66.66.67, because you get a credit back for your attorney's fees, okay? So follow me on this. If your case settled for $100,000 for the third party, the car accident side, right? And there is, and again, follow me guys, there's a $10,000 comp lien. Out of that $100,000 is going to come $66.66.67, right? That's your payback to comp. What we do, if your comp, at that point, your comp case is kind of going to be worthless, because you're going to be walking away with like, and if you walk away with $50,000, that's what we call a moratorium, all right? And that means that after that settlement, workers' compensation isn't going to pay you a dime after that, okay? That's what we call a moratorium, all right? So here's what we do. We move forward this way. What we do is we say, look, comp, because I know, because I do comp and third party, your case is worth zero probably until you've spent your $50,000 out of pocket. Nobody's going to do that, guys. For the comp case, then the case is worthless to keep it open, right? So what we say to the comp is we say, look, if my client agrees to close their case, will you waive your 66, 66, 67 lien? Basically, that would go to the client and you'd close the comp case, which is really worthless anyways, as I just explained, because you'd have this huge moratorium, okay? So, but if you have two lawyers working on the file, right? So you have Jim over here. I'll take this off for a minute. Jim over here. And then you have Bob over here. Do you think Bob's going to be agreeable to having Jim negotiate? Now, that's in your best interest as the client. But do you think Bob's going to be agreeable to having Jim negotiate that for you? When Bob knows that if his comp case settles for zero, technically, he's not going to get a fee? No way. Now you're in an attorney dispute. Attorneys are going to be making self-serving decisions based on their fees instead of being based on what's best for you. This is why I tell people that you need the same attorney for both cases. Okay? Same attorney, both cases, guys. Listen, this is the kind of money it's going to cost you. It could cost you tens of thousands. We have a case, should have been handled. I don't have the case, but she contacted me after the fact. It was handled by one of your big law firms in Connecticut that many people use because they think they're the best. Well, guess what? This woman got jerked out of $3,300 or $33,000 because this attorney doesn't do comp. They weren't smart enough to know how to negotiate it. She could have walked away with an extra $33,000 and they would have paid it. So guys, again, you're only taking money out of your own pockets. The same attorney, my office does the same attorney for comp and third party, okay? The cases move like this. You want to keep them like this. You don't want to get to the end and have one go this way and then you can't settle this one and then now you're buying a trial. It's a nightmare. It's hard enough working with one attorney sometimes, guys, no matter two. You guys know that. All right, so let's talk about the third party. And then number one, I always tell people for if you have a car accident and comp component, you need to file the comp case, obviously, and the third party case, and you need a lawyer. Trust me when I tell you guys, if you don't want to listen to me, fine, you're going to call me in a year. Get the lawyer now. It's a free consultation, but get the lawyer now because make the lawyer do the work from the beginning. Why are you going to go do all the work and have to hire a lawyer anyways? Now I'm going to put in half the time I normally would and get the same fee. It doesn't make sense. All right, third party cases and comp cases. So let's say Joe is on his way home, or on his way to a job from his home as an electrician, okay? Joe gets rear-ended. Joe says, hey, I love my job. I don't want to file a comp claim. It was this guy behind me's fault. I'm just going to go through his medical or his car insurance. Wrong, Joe. So here's the problem. You have to file, if there's alternative insurance available to pay your bills, you have to file it. So you have to file the comp claim. It doesn't affect your job. It doesn't do any of that, okay? And if it does, you have ramifications for that. But I'll tell you, I rarely see it. I'd lie to you if I told you I didn't see it, but I rarely see it. So you have to file the comp claim and put all the medicals and the lost wages through your insurance. Now, here's the deal. If you're out of work, why would you not do that? Because, guys, I can't get you reimbursed for your medical bills or your lost wages until the end of the case, which could be 6 months. Comp is going to pay your lost wages right now, a percentage of them, but still something, and pay your medical bills right now. Why? It's a no-brainer, guys, okay? So you're going to file, you're going to hire a lawyer and they're going to do it for you, but you don't have the choice to not file the comp claim. It's an alternative method of paying your bills, okay? So like I said, let's say Joe's in an accident, gets rear-ended, hurts his back. He's got to file that comp claim. Let's say he doesn't. Let's say he says, I don't want to involve my employer. This shouldn't be involved, da-da-da. Well, guess what? Joe's going to handle his case on his own, think he's making all the right decisions when likely he's not. I'm not questioning intelligence, guys. We're educated for this, okay? We have experience. We litigate these issues in front of juries, okay? So trust me when I just got off the phone with the commissioner. That's why I'm a little late on this today. So listen to me when I tell you. This is for all the Joes out there. you will run into a brick wall at the end of the case when the third party, the person that hits you's insurance, finds out that you were working. Once they find out, and they'll find out, they're going to say, okay, well, we're not going to pay you for your medical bills, which now Joe realizes he had a $5,000 deductible and they're outstanding because you should have put those through comp. Okay, so Joe then comes to me, and let's say it's been a year and a month. Joe comes to me and says, Brooke, I can't deal with this anymore. I'm going to say, Joe, you're out of luck probably, right? Because you never filed the comp claim. You never told them, and you only get a year to file your 30C. Now Joe's out of luck. This is actually a real case, and his name wasn't Joe, but you're out of luck. So my client has to now come out of pocket. We're fighting to open the comp claim, although it's 50-50. He's got to come out of pocket $4,400, guys, because he didn't make the right decisions in the beginning. It's not your decision to make. Okay, if you get hurt while working and there's a third-party element, you have to file the comp claim and you have to do the third-party claim. It's not a choice because at the end of the day, you will owe money to people and then the insurance company is going to throw you a crappy offer anyways. Guys, do you understand that most of the time when clients contact me and they're like, oh, the insurance offered me $500 or $2,500. We settle these cases for $25,000, $30,000, $50,000. Like, do you get that? Like, my fees are relevant, right? Because at the end of the day, think about that. At the end of the day, if you can get $2,500 on your own, and let's say I can get you $30,000, but I get a third, so you're going to keep that $2,500, right? Well, guess what? I just got you $20,000 even after my fee. It's irrelevant. It's a no-brainer, and I did all the work. So it doesn't make sense why people don't get lawyers involved. I'm being honest. It's the way it is. And I went into this field because not enough good attorneys do it. A lot of attorneys talk a big game, but they don't execute. And that sucks for all of you guys, right? At the end of the day, the last thing a client that was injured in an accident needs is a bunch of unfulfilled promises. They need action. That's it. I always tell my people, I'm like, look, I can make you all the promises in the world right now, but you need to follow and see how my action takes place. See what I do. At the end of the day, when I make that call saying, hey, look, I know it's been a long road. I got you the money. These attorneys are on and they're advertising fast money, fast settlements. Guys, they get you 20% of the value. You're better off doing it yourself at that point. No, insurance companies do not pay money fast. They sweat, unless it's obviously catastrophic injury and limited limits. They make you sweat it out and make you show them that you want it and that you're willing to fight. That's what these fast attorneys know, but they don't want you to know. If you're looking for a quick $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, don't call my office, please. I'll give you names to call. I don't work that way. I get my clients 100% value on their files. Yes, it may take an additional 3 to 6 months because we have to show them that we're serious and we have to litigate and kind of inconvenience them. But if I'm a client and I am told, look, I can get $5,000 now or $25,000 later, it's a no-brainer. What are you waiting for? Why are we even talking about the conversation? And there are if you need money really quick, there's loan companies out there. I mean, there's high interest rates. But guys, guess what? I'd rather see my client take a $1,500 loan and pay back $1,000. So $2,500, then to give up $15,000 of a settlement because they weren't thinking clearly. So listen to me when I tell you, okay? You need the same attorney handling your comp and third-party case. Now, here's the deal. If you go in and meet with one of these attorneys and they see how sexy your car accident case is, they're going to be like, I can do this, my buddy can do this, we do this all the time, da-da-da-da-da, to your disadvantage, and I told you why. You can't leverage the comp case. Most of the time what ends up happening with these third-party comp cases is that the comp case becomes worthless after the third-party lawsuit, and we use that fact, that limited value after the third party, to settle it, to put money back in your pocket. If an attorney is waiting on a settlement from that comp case, they're never going to agree to let us do that, right? Use the same attorney or give up $5, $10, $15, $20,000. It's your choice. It's a no-brainer. Again, so I hope that this, and one more thing, if you get in a car accident when you're working and it's your fault, you still have a comp claim. Okay, most people don't know that. They think, you guys, you have a comp claim. It doesn't matter if you're the cause of the injury or as long as you weren't reckless, clearly, as long as you didn't throw yourself off a bridge or as long as you didn't get in a fight and, get knocked out or something. I mean, you have a comp case. So don't think, oh, I was in a car accident, it's my fault. Like, there's no secrets here, guys. People find out stuff, okay? Stop trying to play the shell game. Do what's right. File your comp claim. If you have a third-party element, that needs to be filed too. But most of the time, those are litigated, guys. So again, don't take my word for it. Ask my clients. Happily provide you some names. I have, we have a very good relationship with our clients, and most of my clients are willing to talk to anybody that is on the fence about their situation. Listen to me when I tell you. Same attorney for both the comp and third-party case. you have to file a comp and third party case if you're in a car accident, okay? And it's you're working. It's not your choice to make, okay? Or you'll be paying for it down the road. And attorney's fees are irrelevant because we get you so much more than you could ever get on your own. And the consultation's free, and I only get paid if I get you a settlement, so you don't have anything to lose. Hire me sooner rather than later, because let me work for my money, okay? Don't do all the work and the aggravation, then get sick of it and hire me a year down the road. In that situation, the joke's on you guys, because you guys have done all the work and my fee's still the same. Make my office work for our fee. We have the best staff in the state of Connecticut. Make them work. Let them show you how good they are. All right, so that's it. So this is the end of this video. I'll shoot a new one next week or the week after. Everybody, if you have a pool, follow the pool safety. We just posted something the other day. I'll do a pool safety video next week. And always keep us in mind. You can call us, 203-399-0000. You can text us, 203-399-0000. And for all those that watch this video, do me a favor. Rate us on Facebook. Okay, so if you're a smart aleck, guys, look, please, you're ruining it for good people. If you don't want to see my ads pop up, you can easily go in and block my ads from popping up, no problem. But 95% of people enjoy these, and they watch them, and they wait for new ones to come out. And I'm flattered by that, and I'm happy I can educate the public. Please, for all of those that appreciate these, leave us a review on Facebook. Hopefully we've earned your 5 stars. And that's how we grow, and that's how people find out who we are, and that's how we are able to continue taking over Connecticut, right? We're building an empire, and it's because of all of you guys and your support. So, guys, thank you. Hopefully everybody's getting back to work soon, staying safe and healthy, and I'll check back in next week. Take it easy, guys.